We're on the
go.
show,
Let's
you know what I'm
go.
saying? That's a little surprise.
Here
Hey, we're
we go.
live! Here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for episode 62. We had a mini hiatus. Got this old fucking heavy ass band on the fingy. That's where we were having a good old time at the steel wedding. I cannot thank family enough for putting that thing together, because I got to be honest with you, if it wasn't for them, that shit never would have happened. Mama Steel, Papa Steel, the Spain family, like everybody played a huge role in making that thing happen, and turned out to be a pretty fun time. I don't know how you
Pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how everybody else felt about it, but I had a great time. So,
Oh, absolutely.
it's kind of one of those, like, what? Fuck your opinions. And I was telling everybody I didn't even get to go up to the bar more than like 3 times, because between you and Griff, the pocket beers were a thing, my man. And I appreciate you guys for that. But we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about how Earth has actually had 2 moons for a little bit now. What the fuck is up with
Oh, all right.
that? Okay. We got a lot of Marvel talk coming up. Spider-Man's dropping what? Next month?
Yeah, December 5th or something like December 17th, something like that.
Yeah, so we're not too far away from the release date for that. I'm pretty excited. I'm sure you're excited. This is like all we talk about anymore when we get a chance to talk to each other. So
So
got
the
a lot of
wives don't
Marvel
hear about
talk.
it.
Between between Doctor Strange having some potential reshoots that might be an issue, they're talking about another like 6 weeks of reshooting. People are like, wait, that's a whole nother fucking movie, basically. So is this going to be in response to what's going to happen in Spider-Man? Are they going to be like, oh shit, hold on, we got to correct some things? Because Marvel is notorious for leaving some loops open.
Mhm.
There is one thing to say about them. Also, they did not the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tom Hanks. They said, nah, we don't want to reach out to one of arguably the greatest generational actors of our time. We don't want him in any one of our roles. Tom Hanks was like, you know what? I don't even fucking care. That's your guys' problem. That ain't my problem.
Yeah, I think he's doing pretty well for himself. I don't think he's too
I
concerned.
think he's doing quite all right. Yeah, if I had to guess, he's doing quite all right. Elon Musk, he wants to create a university. What he wants to name it might be vulgar and rude to some people. I find it fucking hilarious. I can't wait to talk about that. And who knows if he's going to just get absolutely slaughtered going forward in this little thing. And for what he wants to call it, I mean, come on, it's not the biggest issue in the world that we could get to. Also, Charlie Cox. So if you don't know who Charlie Cox is, he was the Daredevil that was on the Netflix series.
Still haven't seen it.
Well, maybe that's the one thing I told you to watch, because guess what? Marvel picked it back up. There's going to be a season 3 of Daredevil, which was arguably, of all of them, there was like Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Don't get me started. Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, all those. There was a slew of series that Marvel put together. Daredevil and Punisher are probably the only ones worth watching to me, in my opinion.
I really like the Luke Cage one. I don't know what it was. I
Ah.
was like, you know what? Yeah, I like it.
I mean,
I don't remember
know.
details too much, but I just remember going, you know what? I enjoyed that. It was a good time.
I had my reservations on it. A couple other things.
No, Iron Fist was rough.
Iron Fist was horrible. A couple other things. Is Marvel in trouble? Is everybody on to Marvel? Listen, we've been watching these Spider-Man trailers saying, we know these other Spider-Men are in this, okay? You ain't fucking fooling anybody. Well, they just got. We will watch one of the latest trailers from Marvel for the Spider-Man movie, and they might have missed something in the little CGI shit. So we'll talk about that. But Let's get this thing fucking kicked off, man. You know what we haven't done in a while, buddy? You know what we haven't done in a while? You don't know what we haven't done in a while. Let's kick this thing off, shall we? Let's get our StreamYard intro going.
Beautiful.
If I give you a beer and you didn't finish it right on the spot, like we'd have
You're kind of slaughter them all because now I know they're plotting against me, them motherfuckers. I'm on to you.
That was the most disgusting moment of Rod's life.
next question.
There was a follow up about a finishing move, but I'm not so sure I want to ask that.
Cheers.
Roddy's got some problems with me not looking at him, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Let's fucking talk about it, shall we? First things first, though. So the Earth has had 2 moons this whole time, right? Guess what happened? A little piece of our moon broke off, and it's now in orbit, 38 to 100 times the distance of our primary moon. So is this thing even actually orbiting us, or is it orbiting something else? Because 38 to 100 times away from where our moon originally was seems pretty distant to me.
Well, my question is too, like, how big is this piece of the moon that fell off? Because if we're just classifying shit that's revolving around Earth as a moon, then isn't Isn't Elon Musk's car probably one of our moons too?
Oh yeah, that Tesla up there. Yeah,
I can't believe that, like, they just allowed him to do that. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw a car into our atmosphere.
You know what I can't believe is the fact that, like, space junk. Like, we talk about space junk, and like that's just a real thing. That's just a term we throw around. Like, what the fuck are we? So you're telling me there's just so much unidentifiable shit out in space that it's just space junk? Like, we're just fucking, oh yeah, we sent that, like, I don't know, probably 50 years ago. But it's still out there? Shit, dude, we haven't even checked on that we lost connection to that thing millennia ago. I don't even fucking know. Like, I think
I read somewhere, like, in an article, there's like thousands of pieces of debris that we've launched into space or stuff like that are just orbiting Earth at all times. And, like, I just imagine this, like, just eventually just trash just orbiting Earth, blocking out the sun.
So this is another one of those things where it's like, why do we even discuss this? Because in the article, it'll orbit Earth for roughly 300 more years before it'll likely. And this is take this article for what it's worth, because verbatim, it'll orbit Earth for roughly 300 more years before it'll likely yeet itself into the next void of space.
You know what?
I just imagine a bunch of scientists were just like, let's write this article, and they're like, we want to see more relatable. Say yeet. Tell them yeet at one point in this article, and we'll just go from there. We'll work with that.
It's always made me laugh when people are like, oh, things are going to happen in 300 years or 1,000 years. This will happen. I'm like, you're making predictions and we're just assuming you're right, and you're not going to be around for the consequences if you're wrong. So
you're telling me there's I don't know, give or take a decade or millennia. Like, wait, hold on. First of all, I don't give a shit. I'm not saying I want to see the Earth get destroyed. I'm not one of these, like, pro-pollution people. Like, I get that. Yeah, I want this planet to live for a long time. But if I'm not there to deal with the consequences, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to force the consequences. But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this information? I mean, I don't know. And we're paying somebody a lot of fucking money to look into this. Now, it's probably just the intern who's writing this article, but we're paying somebody a lot of money to do the research on this topic.
Felicia and I just got done watching The Internship with
nice.
Yeah,
Owen Wilson and
I wish we had the other guy's name.
Why can't I think of his name? Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Yep. Oh, dude, just made me laugh the entire time. It was beautiful.
But so you know what my theory on this whole thing is
Oh yeah.
and this I think I pull this theory from the boys on the pod. And if you haven't listened to the pod, check it out. It'll make you laugh. Rod doesn't like it because there's too many people talking at one time and he can't comprehend that many voices.
I can't.
He can't multitask. That's what his wife tells us, and that's why she's so
also
disappointed
accurate.
in the bedroom. And then what? What was that? What did I say?
Just give me an outline. That's all I need. A how-to video, if you will.
Tell me what you want, and then I will just do that. But anyways, my theory is aliens were living inside the moon. They had to get out somehow, right? Boom, they get out. Say they have this big whole fucking door that was supposed to open elaborately in the moon. It broke off for whatever reason. I don't know. It's space junk. It could fucking happen. And next thing you know, that thing's floating in space. They said, hey, let's not go retrieve that thing because somebody's going to go see us do it. And we don't want to reveal ourselves yet. I think that's what happened, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just an idiot on a microphone.
Also accurate.
With a beer in his hand. By the way, another win for the good guys. So, wearing my Idiots Against Cancer shirt, I was in the lobby of the hotel to go grab a couple brewskis for the show. And somebody stopped me. Oh, what is that? What is this? Oh, let me tell you. Strap in. Let me learn you a little something about what we like to talk about. Okay. I said, but in all seriousness, I was like, oh, it's something near and dear to our heart. I mean, a lot of people have been affected. This is the Idiots Against Cancer shirt. So do yourself a favor. Guess what? We got promo codes now. Go to Bonfire. I need to find our little. Take this link below. Go to our website, go to our little Bonfire store. If you buy this shirt or you buy our Idiots for Fundraising shirt and you use the code Marathon10, you can get 10% off your order. It's only going to be valid for these two shirts. So again, if it's the Idiots Against Cancer or if it's the Idiots for Fundraising, Marathon 10 is going to get you 10% off your total purchase for either of those items. And guess what? That December 11th date is approaching.
Were you just handing these promos out instead of candy for Halloween to kids? Tell your
yeah. You got a phone? Let me look it up for you right now. Tell your mom, tell your dad you want a t-shirt like this.
That's right.
Tell idiot's not a bad word. What?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Kids these days will be saying fuck in like the second grade. So
Absolutely.
I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that bullshit. But let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about Marvel related. Let's get down to the nitty gritties. Hey, they're doing a lot of reshoots for Doctor Strange. Do you think this is going to be an issue? Because are they setting themselves up for failure on what they're doing in Spider-Man? And now they're like, fuck, we got to plug some holes here? Or is this something that's like, we weren't happy with what we got? Or supposedly some of it is going to be new recordings of stuff, and some of it is going to be reshoots of original stuff. So I think Marvel's going to slip up here soon. I truly do.
Well, what I have to imagine happened was they were probably close to, if not done with the movie. They had a rough draft of the movie, right? Probably without some CGI, stuff like that. And they probably put it in front of a test audience, and they were like, dude, this is shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess. I just think it's tough. Like, they're doing like a whole nother 6 weeks of shooting now. Again, some of that new, some of that old. So, I don't know, because is there so much pressure on them now at this point that they have to get it right? Because guess what? Everybody is analyzing every little fucking trailer, and we're going to talk about the Spider-Man trailer coming up here later in the show. That it's they have to get all the minute details right. They have to, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
they've created. I mean, it's such a double-edged sword. Okay, so you've created the arguably. I don't even know that it's arguable. The best movie franchise in history up to this point.
Yeah.
And now you are in the
Definitely more
crosshairs for
profitable.
someone to tell you that hey, this shit ain't right, or there's more you need to do. I don't know. I don't think it's anything that the actors are doing by any means. Like
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch. Everything I've seen him in has been incredible. So I don't know that they weren't happy with what they already had. It's got to be. I don't know. Maybe it's an angle for CGI. Like I just don't see a situation where they would have to do all these reshoots, unless, like you said, they put it in front of a test audience. This fucking stinks. It's just pure raw footage.
Yeah, that's really the only thing. Have you seen some of the in-game raw footage where it's like without any of the CGI, like it's in the extras? That shit looks weird.
I know.
Weird. I'm
Where
like, how are
it's
you acting?
fucking Josh Brolin has that big Thanos head like attached to him and everything. And then he's doing all the motion capture with his face and shit like that. But like, so they put that big rig on him so people look up because Thanos was taller than everybody, with the exception of the Hulk. And it's one of those things where it's so gross to watch. Like, it's very cringeworthy to watch it. And I can't bring myself to do it. Like, you have to appreciate the art, obviously, but it's just weird. I don't really care for it. But so here's my thing though. With this shoots and reshoots and stuff like that. So two of the writers, Michael Waldron, who was the head writer for Loki, which everybody thought was a fantastic series. He's on board. This Sam Raimi, I don't want to say Sam Raimi. So with these two guys at the helm, you think there would have been a good storyline that was put together to where they shouldn't have to reshoot almost an entire movie. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. They're like, I'm no expert on what time frames look like and shit like that. But they're saying 6 weeks is basically the time frame it takes to shoot an entire movie.
Hear me out. What if that has nothing to do with the movie itself, right? But they're actually working on trying to introduce new characters that they either just figured out how to bring in and stuff like that. And they were like, on the front end, this is going to hurt us, but on the back end, it'll set up a lot, make things a lot more smooth later on.
I like that, and this is going to build right into this is the way the Roddy mind works, because I know where you're going. This is the whole Venom conversation that we're going to have later on. And you're trying to find your theories. You find a way to fucking plug them in every single time. But so they've asked a couple different insiders about this too. And I mean, maybe we're blowing this way out of proportion. The insiders are saying we've had bigger reshoots in the MCU. But I mean, is that first of all, is that true? Do we actually know that? Because this is the first time I've ever seen news about a big reshoot like this with Marvel. So I don't know.
All right, here, let's try this.
Let's try this. Let's try this. Here's what they're doing. So an article just came out. Okay, they had an interview with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has said, "I've never been a part of it." They're introducing Tom Hanks. That's what they're doing. They say, "Hey, Tommy, I'm sorry, buddy. Like, for whatever reason, we just didn't even think about it. But guess what, boy? You're in." Okay. Tom Hanks, he said he did his. So here's what's going to happen. This is going to be Tom Hanks's role. Okay, he's going to get in there. He's gonna. Whoever he's working with, we'll say he's in a Thor movie. We'll say he's in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. Fucking Peter Quill starts floating off into space. He's unconscious. Nobody can grab him right away. And then Tom Hanks, like he did in Castaway with Wilson, he's gonna go, Star-Lord.
No, I honestly can't.
I mean, I don't know.
Can't think of a good character for him to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't see anything.
That was the first thing I did. Now, and see, even this though, like even the voice acting, no role for Tom Hanks. But and here's the thing. I agree. I think so. Once they talked to him, he said the only role I would consider playing, like Secretary of Defense. So, fucking what's his name? Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see him in that role. I honestly couldn't even see him in I don't know. You make him some sort of alien in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and you call it a day, because if you're going to pull all these big name actors into the Marvel universe, why not Tom Hanks?
If let's say you take this situation and the one we just talked about before with the reshoots, and you, instead of it being a Marvel problem, you say it's a DC problem, you're thinking DC's a burning trash can at this point, right?
Fucked.
But I think
they are a burning trash can, but that's
well, I think that's why we're okay, because Marvel's earned the what's the word am I looking for here? Yeah.
However, is DC a burning trash can? Because Flash is going to bring a lot of different characters. Flash, Michael Keaton, Batman is coming in. There is talks of Grant Gustin making the big screen. We don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, is this? Are we going to see a shift in powers here?
Are they just bringing? I feel like DC just brings people into movies just to bring them in. Like, there's really no purpose for it. Like, I just feel like that's what they're going to do, and I can't get behind DC yet. And I think it's just because they haven't earned the respect to just trust it, earn the trust. That's it, earn the trust to do something good. Oh boy, yeah, that's
there's no present to have this conversation because B Field has checked in with us and he is an avid DC guy. But we're gonna fucking bury him right now because guess what? In terms of franchises, they ain't gotta. They're not even a fart in the wind to fucking Marvel right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just they ain't got it. They ain't got it. It is what it is. I'm sorry to say it. But better luck next year. They're gonna be like the Browns. Okay, they're gonna sit there and say, "Hey, next year's our year. Next year's our year. Next year's our year." And then 200 years pass by, and then it's never their year. Oh, shut up, Fred. Hey, Fred. Fred, word on the street is you don't know anything.
Well, Bryce and I once made a bet about which IP or which. IP was more valuable, Pokemon or Star Wars, and he was quite upset to find out Pokemon was more valuable than all of Star Wars. And
why do you think that is?
Pokemon appeals to
because
more
it's still ongoing.
Probably. I mean, Star Wars is still ongoing.
Yeah,
but little kids aren't watching Star Wars.
You don't think so?
Are they? You think like little kids like?
Dude, I was like 6 years old. I had a fucking lightsaber.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but well, do you have kids these days that age talking about Star Wars?
I mean, not like you did back in the. I mean, maybe now because they're starting to make TV shows. But that's the thing is like TV shows. You have the kid. He comes home. Turns it on right after he gets home from school, and boom, guess what? Pokemon's on.
Yep.
Now, when they air Star Wars, you're talking maybe once a week, and it's like way down, once FX probably puts it on fucking 3 nights in a row and shit like that. And so we started with the small screen kind of shit with Pokemon first, and then they established a few movies which never made it to with the exception of Detective Pikachu. Those are not big screen movies.
You want to be astounded? Look at all the Pokemon movies that are out. You will be amazed at how many movies have released, and I think they release like 1 or 2 a year, and they have since 2000.
But here's the thing. So let's talk about this. DC Academy Awards, Bryce. I don't, Bryce. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, Marvel does equal money because they're fuking successful.
That's right, baby.
Everybody loves their movies. But anyways, yeah. But are they doing the same thing that like Dragon Ball Z does, where it's like they do the TV show, right, and then they make the movie, which is basically the exact version of the TV show with a few tweaks here and there to tell an entire storyline in a much shorter version.
Here's how they get away with that is no one's going through watching the Pokemon series like back to back to back to. You know what I mean?
This
Not many
motherfucker's
people
trying
are
to hit
doing it.
us. This motherfucker's trying to hit us with a Joker line. Get the fuck out of here, Bryce. But anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just had to call him out for his blatant stupidity.
Word on the
with that
street is
fucking
you're his new
quote.
best friend now, so he's imprinted on
That's
you.
it.
You're his now.
We are best friends.
We
He
are.
hasn't called me yet. I better turn my phone off. He said,
He said, "I'll call you 4 to 5 times a day."
yeah, but
and
guess
speak vulgar stuff at you.
he did just text us, say let us in, but guess what? We ain't doing that. You ain't coming on the show today because we're gonna bash your DC. But anyway, going back to the original thing, Tom Hanks, is there a role for him? I don't see one. But here's the thing: they're coming out with so many different fucking characters at this rate. I'm sure they can find one for him. Tom Hanks probably could have been. Now, I would never stand for replacing this man, but Tom Hanks could have been the Collector.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was thinking, like a younger Tom Hanks might have played a good. Oh gosh, what's his name? Really smart guy, Fantastic Four.
Reed Richards?
Yeah, like
Mr.
I could see
Fantastic.
it. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm bad sometimes with this. It's either a hit or a complete miss for me.
Well, keep in mind that fucking John Krasinski was also in the talks to play a Reed Richards, so you got kind of two opposite ends.
Oh, I'm talking
like
if he was younger. I think that's a problem too with him being older. I mean, there's not a lot of roles for him to play, I guess.
Okay, so Rock, Gal Gadot. How do you say it? I've heard so many different things. And Ryan Reynolds. So you watched Red Notice.
Oh,
You liked it? You didn't like it?
I didn't see the twist at the end.
You
The
didn't
whole time
anticipate
I didn't anticipate it. No, which is weird.
that? No. See, we should probably preface this with spoilers because that just came out like what, Monday?
Spoilers.
Yeah. There are going to be spoilers in this episode. When they're in the prison and he says, I know what a confidence scheme is. I know how confidence scheme works. I was like, oh, because he literally just goes, you need to befriend your mark before you betray them. And he's like, I know how confidence scheme works. And I was like, this is fishy to me. Like, I get he knows how a confidence scheme works, like whether he was a con or not. But just the confidence in which he said it, I was like, he's playing him for some reason. I didn't anticipate him working with Gal Gadot in the end of it, but I thought he was just going to be kind of his own con man, or like he was in the business with his father because he talks about his shitty dad, how his shitty dad was a con and all that stuff. Like, I thought it was I enjoyed it because I love Ryan Reynolds' style of comedy. And I think it just paired so nicely with how serious they made The Rock in that movie.
They set up for a sequel too, so.
But there's no way that either of those franchises agrees to a crossover. Not right now. Not yet. When they come to a crossroads where they're both kind of at the same level, then maybe they have that discussion because they could do a 50-50 profit split or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Marvel is not going to allow DC to be like, all right, hop on our backs. We'll take you to the fucking moon.
Well, if you ever look at the SpiderMan deal Sony has with Marvel is taking so much of the profits. It's unreal. Or Disney is. And it's like, I was looking at it and it was like, something crazy to where they actually don't get like a lot of say or something like that. Like it's pretty restrictive. And then at one point when they were talking about trying to take Spider-Man back, it was because Disney wanted to up how much they were making per film versus how much the other ones were. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's greedy corporate fat cat kind of shit. But you know. But here's the thing: everyone is bending to their fucking will. So What are you gonna do?
Did you hear ESPN Plus is potentially going to get Sunday ticket?
I don't.
Disney's trying to buy Sunday ticket. Yeah,
I don't hate that.
and
I mean,
it'll
they
come-
already own. They already okay. So they own Disney. They own Marvel. They own ESPN.
Yep.
And I put this in the fantasy football group chat the other day. Right? I said Stephen A. Smith on ESPN ranking his favorite Marvel movies is the biggest flex by Disney I have ever fucking seen. It's unbelievable. I mean, come on, you can't even make this shit up. They're just like, oh, guess what? Oh, you think we own this? We fucking own this too, dude.
Well, think about it, because then you'll get Hulu Plus Disney, or you get Hulu, Disney, and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus on their bundle deal.
Which they already do. They do that.
Yeah. You had Sunday ticket to that shit? I'm excited.
Oh boy. I am making this volume be really loud in our ears. Okay. While we're on this Marvel train, so this is why I think there's a very real potential for them to be on a slide, because one of their latest trailers, we know Marvel's notorious. They'll CGI some shit out. They'll make things look like they are the way they are, and that this is the final thing. But so in the latest trailer, you see this fight taking place, right? Okay, and each one of these villains. Okay, so you have Electro, right? You have what appears to be Lizard there as well, which is two of the Andrew Garfield villains, and then you can see in the background very clearly Sandman, which was a Tobey Maguire villain. So you're telling me they're going to have all these villains from these other movies, and they're not going to have the other Spider-Man? This is what Marvel's trying to convince us. Take a good look at Lizard as this trailer goes through. You're telling me old boy doesn't get socked right in the fucking jaw there? What are they trying to say? I mean, come on, listen. Hey, you guys are really good at what you do. You CGI'd out whichever Spider-Man that was that socked him in the mouth. Maybe it's Venom. Let's talk about it, huh? Let's get your theory out in the open. Maybe
Okay,
it's Venom.
Well, first of all, the whole thing where he says, oh, they're coming from other dimensions, that solves everything. That's why Venom's there. That's how he gets there anyway. So now we know how Venom got there. So my question is, 5 of the Sinister 6 villains are in this. Isn't Venom the 6th?
Rhino's the 6th.
Rhino's the 6th. Okay. Well, you have 5. So are we going to see a 6th that we haven't seen on here yet?
So maybe.
Yeah.
But while we're on the subject, so I don't know. I mean, you and I have talked about this. We haven't talked about it on the show. Anybody who's seen Venom 2, here comes another spoiler. I haven't seen it, but I watched the end credit scene because I didn't hear great things about the movie.
It's enjoyable, like the first one.
Yeah. However, the end credit scene, there is a scene where Eddie is laying on the bed. He's talking to Venom in his head, and Venom's like, dude, you can't even begin to comprehend. Like, there's a whole multiverse. He's like, oh, there's Venoms from other universes and stuff like that. He's like, there's millions of years of knowledge from across multiple universes in my head. Like, you wouldn't even be able to comprehend it. And he says, fucking try me. And then in that exact moment, he gets transported to a completely different place. There's like this whole vibrate kind of deal going on. He shows up, like he's somehow in like this hotel in like, or some like cabana fucking thing with a TV that shows an original scene from the last Spider-Man Far From Home, where Mysterio sets up that whole thing that's like, oh, Spider-Man killed Mysterio and Spider-Man's identity is Peter Parker. And that's when Eddie Brock turns into Venom and starts licking the screen. Found that a little odd. Wasn't really sure why they needed to add that into the scene. and he just goes, "That guy." So are we now? Is this now an exclusively villainous Venom that we're going to see going forward? Is this going to be some anti-hero kind of deal going forward? What's happening here, Mark?
Let me add a layer on top of the layers you're already stacking, dog. All right. So in the trailer, we hear everyone that came here was what they all die by Spider-Man in their own timelines or in their own universes. It says it in the trailer. What about Venom?
That's a good point. And here's the other thing too. Like, they all die by Spider-Man.
Yeah,
we're talking superheroes here. We know they don't do the killings and shit like that. So that brings up my point too. Is this Doctor Strange a fucking
dude? I didn't believe it until I watched this trailer, and I'm like, he even sounds kind of like.
Is this Doctor Strange a fucking hoax? Are we setting up for the next big villain in Marvel? And
or the Doctor Strange movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's go even further back. Let's peel it back to a layer even further. Okay, what if there's two Doctor Stranges? They absorb into one. No, he's got him. They're both trapped in that fucking bubble, right? Is this a Doctor Strange that's an evil Doctor Strange? Is this a separate version of Doctor Strange? Is he split off? Is there two Doctor Stranges right now? And he needs to figure out how they can become one again.
Well, you made a good point. You said, what if it's Mephisto?
Yes. So Mephisto is the big talk. It could be him. Could be a Skrull, right? Because the Skrulls gain all the. Did the Skrulls gain all the knowledge of?
It'd be kind of boring for the Skrull. But would the Skrull have the power to like even attempt a spell like that?
Well, you got to think Doctor Strange didn't initially. It's all he just learned it all. You know what I'm saying? So anybody could do it.
Yeah.
So is this setting up? I mean, you're talking about Marvel is trying to send us in all different directions. So there's going to be a Secret Invasion TV series that's going to take place next year or the following year. Are we setting that up now?
Did you hear about that Spider-Man freshman year series that's coming out about Peter before he met Tony and like as he like got bit or whatever?
Really?
Yeah.
Before he got bit? Yeah. I don't want to fuck it. I don't need a Peter Parker.
No, like when he got bit, like that sort of thing.
I was gonna say, like, who gives a shit? He's just like the rest of us before then. There's like it's just following an average guy in New York. Like it's great. Disney's just making us pay out the ass for an average series about some Joe Schmo walking on the streets in New York. Like
just goes to school, goes home, studies.
When's he gonna get bit? He never does. Like this is the alternate universe where it's Peter Parker doesn't get bit. We just watch Peter Parker's life. That would be. Hey, Marvel, I gotta tell you, at this point, I wouldn't even be disappointed if you set us up for some shit like that.
I would watch the whole thing too and be waiting for when it would happen.
I wouldn't watch a season 2. I can guarantee you that. But so I forgot to put it in the links. We've been talking about this ever since we discovered that it was on Disney Plus. After Disney Plus Day launched, you know what I'm talking about.
Jeff Goldblum, baby.
Our man, our myth, our legend, Jeff Goldblum. Season 2 of The World According to Jeff Goldblum is back. Have you watched all 5 episodes so far? I'm concerned it's only going to be 5 episodes. I hope they drop 5 and then they're going to be doing more as we go on. Haven't done the research on that yet, whether that's the case or not. But what did you think? Was it as good as season 1? I fucking loved it. I did.
I've been tempering. I've watched 2 episodes. I watched the first and the second. I think the first one's about the dogs, which, by the way, I hate that freaking dog on there. I want
people paying money to go take pictures with that dog because that's a fucking racket.
And his the dog's owner. Oh, I can't stand it.
I loved it. I loved it because she's like, we want to pull some emotions from him. We want to get in. Da, da, da. And Jeff's like, why don't we just ask it how it's feeling? I fucking loved it. Like the amount of sarcasm that was coming from Goldblum in that episode. That's why I love it, because that dog was fucking ugly. But I mean, people go to see it and they're like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever."
But I think it was the dance one when he's dancing with the seal. Might be my favorite moment through both of. Yeah, he was getting it with the seal.
That you got to see. I mean, Fireworks was one. Loved it. Shit, what were the other ones? Now I'm gonna draw a blank. Oh man,
I haven't seen any of the other ones.
I was thrilled. I mean, shoot, I'm gonna have a real problem now because it's gonna bother me with the.
Let's
with
go
the other
rewatch
ones.
them. You won't regret it.
No, I won't. I absolutely won't. And that's the thing. Is I'm gonna have to figure this out. I know there was Fireworks. Oh, Magic. Magic was one. Excellent.
Oh,
that
I bet
one.
that was fun.
That one.
I still like the one where he's doing the shoes, and he's it's in season 1, the sneakers, and he's running, and they're trying to capture his
They
foot.
call him a trouncer.
Yeah, they're like, you're bopping.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You're a bopper.
What do you mean I'm bopping? You're bopping. Like
I thought we were. Well, me and this guy were best friends up until that point. Yeah, fuck him now, I guess. Yeah, I listen. We can sit here and like Bryce, Disney equals the empire, blah blah blah, bullshit.
listen, I don't care for the empire. Just give me a good product.
I know. Like, honestly,
I don't care who's producing it.
Cool. Right. Let's. So, do you know? You said you never watched the Marvel series, Daredevil on Netflix.
I watched the first 2, and then it just.
Do yourself a favor. I know he doesn't don the costume until like end of first season, beginning of second season.
No.
That's bothersome to a lot of
Yeah.
people. I get that, but I'm telling you, it is worthwhile. It truly is. That's one of the best. Did you watch Punisher?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love the Punisher. That was good.
Then you'll like Daredevil. It's very gritty, like the fight scenes. There's one fight scene where it's like he's in this like it's like a biker gang headquarters kind of deal, and he has to go back down the stairs to get through to where he needs to get through, and he's fighting people on the stairs, and it's like a 5 to 10 minute fight scene going down the stairs. It's incredible. It really is. And so I was reading up on this, and there were people like they would fight him, and basically the stairs were like a big loop, so they would like fight him. They would end up like behind him at some point. They would loop back around and fight him again. Like otherwise they would have just had like tons of extras that went through this fight scene. And it was like I thought it was amazing the way they set the whole thing up. But do yourself a favor, watch it, sit through it, because season 2, the Punisher, it's him versus the Punisher basically in season 2. And
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely worthwhile. I mean, they just have a difference in opinions, and that's when they like. Sure, you get obviously you get introduced to the Punisher in his series, but you get truly introduced to how fucking crazy he is in season 1 or in season 2 of Daredevil, because that came out before the Punisher series came out, which from my understanding is also going to be brought back under Marvel Studios on Disney Plus.
Can we get a good Iron Fist show, please?
Listen, people are gonna call me weird. People are gonna call me weird for it, but Iron Fist is one of my favorite characters. He's one of the lesser known characters. He's like a street level guy. Like there's nothing, but I mean, dude's got some fucking powers. That's the thing, is like he's strong as shit, and you see it in that Defenders series if you watch that at all. I mean, he clocks Luke Cage right in the fucking jaw and just knocks his ass out. But yeah, they absolutely bombed that one. And I think it was a casting thing. I truly do. I don't know that what's that actor's name? Finn something. He's not the guy. He's not Iron Fist. There's no build to him. He doesn't really have this serious look to him, this serious appeal to him. You know what I mean? Like, and he doesn't come off as like this kind of zen guy. Like, I just think they missed the mark on that casting. Now, up until then, I think they've hit it on everybody.
Yeah, even their TV series. I mean, I thought Luke Cage was
casted. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, I think it was casted well. Obviously, I think Daredevil, Punisher. God damn! If anybody other than John, if John Bernthal continues with the Punisher series, it's going to be like Hugh Jackman with Wolverine. You're not going to see a replacement for him. And I'm excited. I mean,
Speaking of, what do you think? Over under 5 years on when we see Wolverine's replacement?
Under.
Under, you think?
Under because Marvel owns Fox now.
Marvel owns or Disney owns
Disney owns Fox now.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as they revamp that X-Men, they're going to incorporate Wolverine. And I think they're going to revamp the X-Men sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm not all about this waiting for it to die down. Like they said they wanted to wait for it to cool off, like the whole X-Men series. And I'm like, it cooled off after like the third one. And no one really gave a shit after that.
It cooled off before you guys even like redid this whole thing. Like I will say this. I will say this. The first couple like X-Men where they're it starts off with them young again.
Mm-hmm.
I liked. So X-Men First Class I thought was good. And then there was X-Men Days of Future Past I enjoyed. Apocalypse I wasn't all that thrilled with. I didn't think that was a great movie. And then the Dark Phoenix one fucking stunk.
Dude, which sucks because that's such a cool like
storyline.
Yeah, it's awesome. And
here's part of the problem. Here's part of the problem with that too is okay, so Colossus is actually a big part of the Phoenix storyline because there's the Phoenix 5 they end up calling them, and it was like Jean Grey, Colossus, and there's 3 others. I don't know. I don't know the extent of that series, but so they could not incorporate all that because they didn't have the rights to Colossus yet. Like Marvel, like there was just like this conglomerate of characters that they couldn't get under one roof to make the movie the way it should have been made.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think they fucked the whole thing up. That is what it is. You know what else is what it is? Old boy. Actually, yeah, let's talk about this first. Let's talk about it. Elon Musk is in the crosshairs because guess what? He wants to create a new university. Texas Institute of Technology and Sciences. Tits. Why is everybody so up in arms about this? Honestly.
You know what? I absolutely love Elon because CNN's Twitter or whatever posted what 1% of Elon Musk's wealth could solve world hunger. So Elon tweeted back at them and said, yeah, all right, you give me an itemized receipt of where everything will go and I'll do it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. And here's the thing, and that's exactly it. So do I think people with money should help? Yeah, maybe. I mean, can't take it with you when you go. And
he's a part of that group, but that's
the Illuminati.
No, that Bill Gates and Zuckerberg are a part of that. You'll donate 2/3 of your wealth by the time you're age 80 or something like that.
And that's okay. So that's great. But to his credit, where is that money going?
Yeah,
who's the person at fucking PETA or wherever that's accepting this money to go towards whatever
corporate fat cats?
Exactly.
Yep.
Like it's a no-win situation. It really is. Well, we need this funding to build this facility. You build this facility, and you don't use that facility for what you say you're going to use that facility for. So his money isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Nope.
And then, okay, so say he does donate, and it's for some sort of research. Let's just even say it's like cancer research. Mm-hmm. We need to build this facility. You build that facility, and then you get to a point where somehow in that same facility they're trying to discover how to mail rat semen like we fucking talked about in the one episode Tommy was on. And it's like, okay, my money's not good for what I'm trying to give it to if you guys are doing all this other bullshit on the side. It's dumb. I don't know. I love it. I like. Okay, guess
Listen.
what? You know what the enrollment rate at fucking Tits U would be just because it's the acronym is Tits. Like, this man is a bona fide money maker.
Can you imagine like how up to date everything would be in that college too?
Because it's Elon Musk
Yeah,
funding the college. That's exactly right.
dude.
So here's what we want to do. We want to be disappointed. This is very sexist. This is this. This is that. Like, first of all, it's not calling out anybody in particular.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's not. It's the Texas Institute of Technology and Sciences. If you want to say the full thing, that's fine. No one's telling you to use the acronym, first of all.
Did he use the acronym?
I'm guessing he did because he deleted a handful of tweets. Like, that's what this article goes on to say. He deleted this, like, he deleted what he wanted to call the school and like multiple other tweets after that. So yeah, but that's the thing too, is it's like you're gonna cancel this man. First of all, I think he should follow suit with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle put out a special on Netflix. People bombarded him for it. He said, "Fuck cancel culture," and then he just disappeared again. And we're like, "Oh, okay." Like,
he's in a farm in Ohio. That's
yeah, exactly. It's like, so he might as well be nowhere as far as we're concerned. And it's like, I mean, so at some point you got to stand up for this shit. Like, I'm not saying it needs to be called Texas Institute of Technology and Sciences, but Texas Tech's taken Texas University or University of Texas. Like, there's so many colleges and universities in Texas that already have a name to them. This is just funny and creative all in the same vein. And guess what? Arguably one of the world's smartest men right now is going to be funding this, and it's a tech school. So it's going to have all of his latest and greatest shit. And guess what? We're going to fucking skyrocket everything we know because we're going to put a bunch of fucking geniuses with grants and all sorts of funding going into it. Like, guess what? Now guess what? He gets to control where his money goes. Oh, hey, you're getting a scholarship. You're getting a scholarship. You're getting a scholarship. Guess what? You want to come work for fucking Tesla? Let's go, baby.
Dude,
this is going to be the epitome of technology going forward.
I love that, and you've seen it. Like, cancel culture started. As it started to go, it started with low paid celebrities, and it started working its way up. And we've seen some high end celebrities kind of get canceled, that sort of thing. We finally hit a tier to where these people are making so much money, and they don't give two shits what you think. Cancel culture doesn't exist to them. You couldn't cancel them if you tried. Like, it's. Like, what are you going to take away from them? Nothing. Their social media account, okay, they'll just delete it. You know what I mean?
If you're going to take away their money, guess what? They got more of it.
Yeah. You could probably clear out his bank account. He's got some, $4 trillion stashed under the couch. You know what I mean?
You know what though? Okay, so maybe money isn't an object to him. You know what might be an object to him, buddy? In terms of longevity and health, and health and pain management and swelling management, CBD products. And you know where they're going to go for their CBD products, dude? My segues are getting fucking wild. They're going to go to CBDBrothersUSA.com. And you know why they're going to go to CBDBrothersUSA.com?
Because that UK shit ain't good at all.
Because they're going to get the best in the business, baby. That's
right.
What's going to happen. They're going to go to our boys and they're going to say, hey, what you need? I don't know too much about this CBD stuff. Could you tell me? And they're going to take the time. They're going to have a lovely conversation with you. And they're going to tell you everything you need to know about their products. Because guess what? Their products, they got all natural hemp products, okay? They got some good tasting shit, too. If you're a guy like me, and they don't do pills or anything like that, I don't think they have them in pill form. But I'm a guy that I got to do tinctures. I got to do gummies. I got to do chews. I got to do the kids shit, okay? And I can't help it. I can't. But they're going to cater to a guy like me because Hey, look at that. Isn't this just such a nice website, too? Look at all this
I like
shit
the
they got
pictures.
going.
That's my favorite part.
I like the pictures, too, because I really did think that this was like sexier vegan Steve's foot and or hand in this picture. Turns out
no, their hands don't look that good.
yeah.
The big old sausages up there.
Yeah, they got yeah. Their fingers are about as wide as these bottles are.
Yeah.
But go to this website, okay? Check it out, CBDBrothersUSA.com, because, like I said, they're the best in the business. They're going to explain to you what you're going to be putting in your body, what you're going to be rubbing on your body, and how it's going to be beneficial to you. Oh, they do have capsules. Oh, shit. Son of a bitch. Good for them. But guess what they also got? They got the oils. They got the tinctures. A couple drops at night, a couple drops in the morning. You got some inflammation, a little bit of pain management. That's going to take you right to the top, baby. You're going to be feeling good. I take the tinctures, a couple drops at night, a couple drops in the morning. That shit's good. I love it. Now, I didn't have the mint. I had the lemonade one, or the lemon flavored one. I love that shit. Down the hatch. Good. Right before bed. I'm feeling good. First thing in the morning. Let's keep this thing going. Have a couple more. I'm feeling good again. And
don't forget about your furry friends. Got stuff for your furry friends.
My furry friends.
Yeah, your pets.
You mean
your
them dogs right there?
You got some rambunctious puppers. We got you.
Now you know I got some rambunctious puppers. You
got one rambunctious pupper.
I do have one relatively. Now I'll tell you what though. So turns out old Choco Doggo, you put a basketball in front of him and he will tear that shit up for whatever reason. I don't know. He was barking, he was howling at this thing, fucking ripped it up. At that point, I was like, maybe old boy needs a couple chews. But I got this other dog, okay? I wanted to name him Tasmanian. That got axed. We named him Mac because he's Khalil Mack. You know why we named him Khalil Mack? Because he's a fucking wrecker. He is. He is an absolute wrecking machine because he will just tear shit up for the sport of it. Now, we got old Dr. Bones beef-flavored dog chews here. You know what that's going to do? That's going to do one of two things. It's going to calm him down, and it's going to calm me down. Chew for the dog. He's calm. I'm calm. That's what.
No, your ad read is on fire tonight, buddy. You were just going.
We're going to wrap it up in a second. Okay. You called out the dog thing. I had to get to the dog thing. Again, CBD Brothers.
No. You're fine. I just tried to scroll on the screen to scroll down to look at more product like 8 times. And every time I'm like, oh, damn, that's right. And then I'd go back and do it again.
I'm screen sharing this. You can't touch it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's well aware.
CBDBrothersUSA.com. At checkout, go to their little coupon code section, type in idiots on mic. You're going to get 25% off and free shipping.
That's right. And if you got questions, email them.
Reach out to them.
Contact us. Talk to them. Sexy Steve, Vegan Steve, address them as such.
Look at that.
They'll take
right
care
at the bottom of their website. Hey, you got a question for us? Go ahead. Drop us a little message. Let us know what you're thinking. What are your concerns? What do you want to know about the product? And we'll tell you. CBDBrothersUSA.com. Code idiots on mic at checkout. Let's get into our last couple little things here. Elon, tits you. Happy for you. I hope it works out. If it doesn't,
that's something
I hope it does. I'm not even going to say anything about if it doesn't. I just hope it does. All right. This last thing, I'm going to save that for next episode. Let's talk about this. Seth Rogen.
Okay.
Seth Rogen. Somebody compared Seth Rogen to the Mr. Rogers of weed. Is that not the greatest analogy you've ever heard for Seth Rogen? Could you just imagine? And welcome to my happy little neighborhood. He does that stupid fucking laugh that he does, whatever. I can't do it, obviously, but Seth Rogen is the Mr. Rogers of weed because he's so inviting. Hey, guess what? This shit's really good. Why don't you come check it out? And then people do, and they love the shit. So
I was watching this TikTok with Seth Rogen, and he opens up this kit on his bed, and it's a weed tray with a grinder. It's got a paper dispenser so you can roll it, something to moisten it and everything. I couldn't refind it. I wanted to send it to Seth and say, hey, get Get a hold of your daddy over here. Is he trying to take my money?
So we haven't had old Sethy on in a minute. We need to get Seth on again to have some conversation. We tried to line up one of the Steves. He was drunk in a bar somewhere, so he couldn't confirm right away for us. A couple days later, here we are doing the show. Didn't follow up. It is what it is.
Still drunk in a bar somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know that he ever
raising hell somewhere.
Yeah, but we are going to start having guests on again. Like I said, we had to get through the wedding. You know what I mean? I mean, the wedding, it was a fucking blast. We were out there smoking cigars, playing beer pong. Like,
That's
I can't believe the venue let us do that. First of all, shout out to the venue.
That was fun. We played beer pong too. We got
fucking DJ Sweat was out there making people do the shit, and it was a good ass time. That's another guy we got to get on the show again, DJ Sweat.
Pretty Ricky came up and hugged me. I'm like, who the hell are you?
Who the fuck is this guy?
I was like, all right.
I can respect it. Oh, just you tell him, oh yeah, usually I'm not used to seeing you work, so
yeah. I was like, wow, you look more fit than you do in your pictures. He's like, oh, thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you, I think. But
yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there for today. Thank you, everybody who followed along. And guess what? We have an amazing, exciting announcement for all of you. Rod, I texted you this a while ago. You probably didn't read the text message. However, Spotify is allowing us to put our videos on Spotify now as well. So
what?
If you want to listen to it, you can just listen to it. If you want to watch along, that way you can download it, watch it somewhere. You can do that as well. So be on the lookout. If you're a Spotify user, I think this is going to send the Spotify ratings to the roof. You can check that out on Spotify now. If you were just somebody who listened to the audio versions on Spotify and that's all you want to do, hey, guess what? You got that option as well. Still, we're not going to take that away from you. But now, if you want to see a couple ugly fucking mugs on your screen while you're on an airplane, that's what I like to do. Kyle Brandt, by the way, he does, which people have been doing this for a while now. People who actually make good money doing this shit, unlike us. So
we make good money, just not doing this.
yeah. Doing our day jobs, which is why we had to do it at 8 because I'm in California once again. So Kyle Brandt, he does his 10 questions, which he started doing again. I'm excited for. I don't know if you ever listened to it at all, Rod, but he's got the video version on it as well.
I gotta start listening to it.
You need to. That's one thing. So if I can give you anything, all the TV shows and shit like that I've told you to watch, okay, that's one thing. Listen to Kyle Brandt's 10 questions on Spotify. Matthew McConaughey is like one of the first 5 episodes, somewhere in there. I loved it. Oh God.
Dude, I love how all these actors come out and participate in like sports related stuff. But it's not
sports related though. It's not. So he asked 10 questions. He asked 10 questions. They're related to the person. So whoever he has on, they're related to the person. Like, so the question was, I'll just give the example. The question he asked Matthew McConaughey was, when you bowl 3 strikes in a row in bowling, what's it called? And it's called a turkey. And that transitioned to a conversation about wild turkey because he's a spokesman for wild turkey. So that's what he does. He caters questions to the person, and then they have conversation about what, those certain things. It's amazing. I mean, he has had Aaron Rodgers was the very first one that was on. He's had Tyrann Mathieu on. He's had Josh Allen on.
He's getting homeless these days.
He's dude, doesn't he looks like fucking Frank Gallagher? Does he not look like Frank Gallagher from Shameless? Jesus,
Frank just stumbled onto the field.
Yeah, he's out there throwing 3 touchdowns a night. He does.
Stumbling off.
He looks like he's in rough shape. Shout out. I mean, I'm a Bears fan, so if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get his shit together, I don't really care. But yeah, he does. He looks like a whole different person. But in any case, check the videos out on Spotify now. Obviously, unless you have some sort of YouTube Premium, you're not able to download certain videos. I don't know how that shit really works too much. But you will have it available on Spotify. going forward from this episode on, we're not going to go back. I'm sorry. Can't do it. There's just way too much time involved in putting the old videos back on and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
From episode
not. Oh, you out of your mind?
62, from episode 62 going forward, we will have that in a video format as well as an audio format on Spotify. So make sure you're checking that out. We're wrapping it up. Thank you guys for listening. B-Field, thanks for chiming in. We didn't really give a shit about what you had to say, but I'm glad you said it. Hey, those baffles are fucking good, aren't they?
Yeah. That's my two favorite things. Beer and the color red.
That's all for today, folks. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week. We'll see you. Cheers.